This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. And we start off today with big news of a couple of giants coming together. GM and Hyundai signed a memorandum of understanding to investigate ways they can collaborate on product development, manufacturing, and clean energy tech. That includes co-development of passenger and commercial vehicles, internal combustion engines, and electric and hydrogen technologies. They also hope to leverage each other's scale and could combine sourcing of materials for batteries and steel to drive down costs. GM and Hyundai say they started looking for opportunities to collaborate as soon as they signed on the dotted line. So that means we don't know the true depth of their partnership yet. Will it be more involved than GM's deal with Honda, for example? But the two sold roughly 10.5 million vehicles combined last year, so there's massive opportunities, and it will be fascinating to see how this plays out. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares hasn't been making very many friends in the auto industry lately. He's been the source of attacks by the UAW and its president. Multiple suppliers are suing the company and have refused to ship parts. And now Stellantis' own dealers are attacking him. In an open letter to Tavares, the president of the National Dealer Council, which represents its dealer network in the U.S., said his, quote, short-term decision-making has led to shrinking market share and a degrading of the company's brands. It also urged Stellantis to spend more money to clear inventory off of dealer lots. The company responded with its own statement saying that it takes, quote, absolute exception to the letter, doesn't believe in public personal attacks, and thinks such dialogue should only take place in its monthly dealer meetings. It also said it already started addressing some of the National Dealer Council's complaints. But the council said it's been sounding the alarm bells for 2 years and, quote, now that disaster has arrived. Stellantis is also facing criticism over the safety of its vehicles. The Euro NCAP, which crash tests and rates the safety of vehicles in Europe, just gave the all-electric Jeep Avenger a 3-star rating. It says the model provided poor chest protection to a 10-year-old in the side impact crash test, and it criticized the company for not making a system that can detect a child standard. The safety agency also says the Avenger performed poorly in crash avoidance tests with pedestrians, motorcyclists, and other cyclists. The Euro NCAP was pretty harsh in its summary, saying the test results demonstrate that Stellantis has a, quote, lack of ambition when it comes to safety. And while it acknowledges the company has had to cut costs recently to remain competitive, the Euro NCAP said, quote, safety should not be where a car manufacturer makes its savings. The auto industry is pushing to make the manufacturing process more automated. We've seen several companies testing humanoid robots on the assembly line, and now the supplier Denso, which is part of the Toyota Group, is going to open a plant in Japan without any workers. Denso says the plant, which will make electronic control units, will be capable of 24-hour unmanned operation. And it's not just manufacturing. The unloading of materials and components, transfers within the plant, and packing of products for shipments will all be automated. The factory will be monitored remotely by workers who will step in to make any repairs or take care of issues if necessary. Denso will start construction of the $480 million facility this year, with production kicking off in 2028.
When we did our research for the talent that we need for this program, Michigan was really the top of the list. In order to be successful in this space, you really have to have the right people, the right mindset, the right environment.
Autonomous startup Nuro is switching up its business model. The company was known for its small driverless delivery pods. You may have seen some of the tests done by Uber Eats, FedEx, Walmart, and Kroger. But now it's pivoting to license its AV tech to automakers and other mobility providers. The company says its system can provide up to level 4 driving and believes the time is right for, quote, personally owned vehicles to have autonomous capabilities. While no companies have signed up yet, Nuro says it's talked with automakers and other OEMs for the past 12 months. Nissan is trying to get its North American operations under control. Inventory soared, so it boosted incentives to increase sales, but that just cut into its revenue. It did take Nissan's days supply of vehicles from over 105 days at the beginning of the year down to 83 days now, only slightly higher than the national average of 81 days supply. But inventory of a couple of key models are still higher than it would like them to be, so Automotive News reports that Nissan is cutting production of the Rogue and Frontier. It says it wants to trim about 40,000 units between this month and next. But dealers say production cuts won't solve their problems. 70% of Nissan dealers earn less profits this year, and 40% lost money. Nissan has also seen its market share fall 2% in the last 5 years in the U.S., and the Rogue and Frontier account for about 40% of its sales right now. And Nissan isn't the only company that's cutting production due to slumping demand. Fiat is pausing production of the electric 500 for 4 weeks at its Mirafiori plant in Italy because of poor sales. Fiat blames the slowdown in EV demand in Europe for the production stoppage. Volkswagen is showing off a refreshed version of its small crossover, the Taos. Front-end styling updates include a new bumper design, a new grille with an available light bar, and standard LED headlights. The interior features a new dashboard design and an 8-inch infotainment screen that sits on top of the center of the dash. The Taos's 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine was updated, which boosts its power from 158 to 174 horsepower. And all-wheel drive models are now equipped with an 8-speed automatic transmission like front-wheel drive versions instead of a 7-speed dual-clutch trans. The Taos goes on sale later this year in the U.S., and pricing will be revealed closer to its launch. Chinese automaker Geely, which is a joint venture between Baidu and Geely, is launching a new sedan called the 07 that features Baidu's Apollo autonomous driving system. It's a bit of a landmark because it will be the first Level 4 AV going into volume production that regular people can buy. There's not a lot of details, but it's a perception-based system, which I think means it doesn't have any LiDAR. Prices for the 07 start just under $30,000 and go up to about $42,000. But the self-driving tech will be part of a monthly subscription or a one-time payment, and the cost of that wasn't revealed yet. And just a quick reminder before I sign off, there won't be a new Autoline After Hours today. Both John and Gary are out of town, but they'll be back next week. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Thanks for tuning in.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering boost your game. MEDC, where Michigan businesses are powering the future of mobility. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
There's nothing wrong with heavy metal.
Hey, lighten up.
But with world-class composite material, Teijin Automotive Technologies makes vehicles lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly.
Developing today's vehicles. Issues can happen in an instant. When's the best time to solve a problem? The minute you know you have one. Meet Wireless NeoVi Cloud, your secure, off-the-shelf solution empowering real-time collaboration for quick resolution. With Wireless NeoVi Cloud, your team can prevent issues before they can escalate. Driver communication data and remote diagnostics to analyze and resolve your problems using OTA, allowing your executives oversight throughout the process. Wireless NeoVi Cloud, your vehicle update solution in production and on the road. Intrepid Control Systems, driven by your data.
Electric vehicle economy.
Forget the political noise. EVs mean good American jobs. Tens of thousands of manufacturing jobs. Right here, right now in Michigan. And more on the way with billions in new investment. Want those jobs in China instead? We don't. We're the American EV Jobs Alliance. We say electric vehicles are a big part of the future. And we want those jobs in America. So remember, when politicians bash EVs, America loses. Paid for by the American EV Jobs Alliance.
Making a life full of memories, one road trip at a time. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Weatherpeak tires with a 70,000-mile limited warranty.